All right, friends, so if you want to grab a pillow, a bolster, a block, anything, and just grab a seat on your mat real quick. We're actually going to start seated for today's class. And so I want to talk about our sacral chakra. And so the whole class is going to kind of be evolved around balancing out this chakra. So it's our second chakra, right above the root chakra. And it's located at the base of the pelvis. And so we'll be talking a lot about, along with that, our mula bandha, which is at the base of the perineum down there. And so this chakra, when it's out of balance, I want to talk more about the emotional aspect of it as well than the physical. But when it's out of balance, you might be feeling emotionally unstable, withdrawn, tense, fearful. All things I think are really relative to what's going on right now. And a lot of probably what we're feeling is this roller coaster ride of these emotions, of this unknown. And so today's class is kind of going to be about bringing us back to center in that space. So it's our life force down here. It's our creativity. It's our ability to enjoy the moment and allow ourselves to enjoy. So let's start seated. Just a comfortable cross-legged position. Let your palms rest open. And then sitting really tall, stacking the vertebrae right on top of one another. Close your eyes and just start to begin to focus in on your breath. Breathing in through your nose, out through your nose. Not really trying to change or form it just yet, just becoming aware of the breath. Now as you breathe, I want you to begin to take your mind's eye down into the base of your pelvis, that sacral chakra space. So if you're not sure what your mula bandha is, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, you're going to do a little cough, and you'll feel these muscles almost pull up. For females, it's very similar to a Kegel, but much, much deeper. For gentlemen, it's kind of the feeling of stopping in midstream, if you will. I will not get more vivid than that because we are not in studio. I am on the internet. So I'll leave it at that. If you want to look it up more, you can. But so feeling that space, you feel the muscles, and I want you to not grip at them, but hold them in my classes, you'll hear me call it kind of that same feeling when you have to lay on the bed and draw everything in nice and tight to zip up your skinny jeans. Very similar feeling. You should still be able to breathe though. And so focusing on that space, we're going to be focusing on that space a lot throughout class. And I want every posture you get into today, bring your mind back down into that space and engage. Start to move that prana and that life force around. So from here, taking another 5 deep breaths, maybe starting to engage your ujjayi breathing now, creating that gentle friction in the back of the throat with breath. And I'm going to offer you a few different intentions for your practice today, all kind of centered around the sacral chakra. If you have one that you want to bring yourself this morning, that's fine as well. But a few that you could use is, I'm open to experiencing the present moment. I feel pleasure and abundance with every breath I take. I nourish my body with healthy food and clean water. I know how to take care of my needs. I allow myself to experience pleasure. I am at peace. So just setting an intention for your practice this morning for the rest of your day. If you want music with your practice this morning, go ahead and hit play on whatever that is for you. If you want to follow along with this class's playlist, it's under my Spotify Sunday Zoom. I'll give you a couple seconds to get there if you want to use it, or any music you have is fine, or no music's fine. When you're ready, if you're on that Sunday Zoom, we're going to hit that first song, True to Myself. Come on over onto all fours and start warming up into some gentle cat-cows. Hands under shoulders. Slide your bolster or pillow off to the side. As you inhale, you'll drop your belly, lift your heart nice. And as you exhale, round the spine. Moving at your own pace, back and forth. Still holding in that Mula Bandha though, so keep your focus down at the base of the pelvis. And when you're ready, tuck your toes and move to your first down dog. So this is an all levels practice today, pedaling your heels out. You can lift a leg, spin a hip. I am going to offer, I'm not going to call it advanced, but a more difficult posture. And if you do not have a strong headstand, I might avoid this posture, especially because you're not in studio with us, you're at your own home. I don't want anyone hurting their neck. The posture we're not going to be coming into by the wall either. It's just a fun addition, really engaging that Mula Bandha and that sacral chakra though. So I'm going to offer it. I may not even do it just to be in the space where y'all can see what I'm doing. But if it's in your practice, I'm going to give it to you. It's a really fun addition to the class. Otherwise, if you want an inversion, please wait to the end of class and I will let you take one by the wall. So coming into that down dog, evening out the sides as you pedal around, get all your wiggles out. And then tiptoeing the feet to the backs of your hands. Folding over, draw your navel to spine. Take your head, gently nod it yes. And now letting go of any tension behind the neck or shoulders. Spreading your toes, press them down evenly. And then slowly roll all the way up. Arriving in your mountain pose, press the feet down. Again, take your mind into the base of the pelvis. Engage that Mula Bandha, draw it up and in. Hold that space without gripping, but hold that space. Feel it come alive as you inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale, swan dive, belly lifted, eyes to knees. Inhale, hands to shins. Exhale, plant your hands, step back left foot. Inhale, maybe you float the fingers, maybe you keep your hands to blocks today. Exhale, step back to down dog. Coming forward through your inhale, find your plank. Knees or toes, lower halfway. Inhaling up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left heel rises. Knee to chest on the travel. Step that left foot by left thumb. Help it forward if you need. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. Breathe in, roll all the way up. Look up at your thumbs. Exhale, right back in. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step back, right foot. Inhale. Exhale, down dog. Come forward through your breath. Starting to find a rhythm, knees or toes lower. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right heel rises, breathe in. Knee to chest, step it forward. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to shins, lengthen your spine. Exhale. Inhale, rolls you all the way up. Exhale, right back in. Inhale, hands to shins. Exhale. Left foot to the back of your mat. Press the floor away. Inhale. Exhale, down dog. Forward through plank. Knees or toes, look forward of your fingertips. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left heel to sky. Step it forward. Inhale, create length. Exhale to the top of your mat. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in all the way up. Last round like that. Exhale. Inhale, looking forward of the toe. Exhale, step back right foot. Breathe in. Exhale, down dog. Breathe in, forward to plank. Exhale. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Breathe in, right heel to sky. Step it forward. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Breathing in, roll all the way up. And exhale, right back in. Swan dive. Inhale, hands to shins. As you exhale, step back into plank. Pausing here, knees or toes is perfectly appropriate. Take a deep breath in through your nose. As you exhale, do that little cough. Feel those muscles that just pulled up and in. Hold those in. Take one more deep breath in through your nose. Exhale, down dog. Now notice, did you just release that Mula Bandha? Continue to draw it in. Vacuum seal the low belly in. And then taking an inhale, let's take that left heel to sky. As you exhale, we're going to step dead center of our thumbs, a little longer stance. Bend that right heel down and come up, warrior two. Now, as I lengthen that stance on my mat, I want to make sure my knees over heel. I've got a heel to arch alignment. Really begin to open that right hip back, kind of drawing that hip bone in line with the heel. Drop your tailbone right between those heels. And then coming through some dancing warriors. But I want you, again, to feel it from this lower space. So hold that space in tight. Zip up those skinny jeans. Stay strong. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, reverse. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, side angle. Press the floor away. Pull that bandha in. Inhale. Exhale. Do it again. Inhale. Exhale. You can make these as deep as you'd like. If you'd like to start taking the arms a little bit wider, a little bit further, do. Just moving with your breath. One more. Big inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Cartwheel those hands down. Step back down dog, child's pose, or flow. Mirror imaging that on the other side. So take your right heel to sky. Stepping it dead center of those thumbs. Spin the left heel down. Come up, warrior two. Finding your footing first. So depending on what energy you need today, if we're feeling tight and a lot of that yang energy, we might need to find a little more yin and stretch the mat. If you already carry a lot of that yin and a lot of that flexi, we might want to pull the feet together and find a little more yang. Feel the base of the pelvis lift, feel everything draw in nice and tight. And then moving again from that sacral chakra space. So take an inhale. As you exhale, reverse. Inhale. Exhale. And so as you're doing this, imagine that energy starting to circle, starting to move in an upward motion through your body. Take a breath in. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Cartwheel those hands down, stepping back down dog, or maybe you'd like to flow. We'll meet in down dog in the next 3 breaths. And when you're ready, left heel rises. Stepping your left foot. Once again, center of the thumbs, just a little shorter stance though. We're gonna drop the right heel and come up straight arms, straight legs. And so that straight leg, about 98% straight, this left leg. If you like to lock your knee, just be mindful we don't do that. Reaching long, coming out into Trikonasana, triangle, blocks are friends. We'd like to use our block. I want to begin to press the floor away. Draw that Mula Bandha in. Feel everything come in nice and tight. I revolve through the rib cage to the shoulders, finally through the eye line. Now keep that Mula Bandha lifting. Do not let that muscle go. Keep all your focus there for now. If we need to take our eye gaze down so that we can really focus in that space, do so. Take one more deep breath in. And as you exhale, we're going to shift our gaze in front of this left foot. If you've got a block at the top of your mat, feel free to use it. Coming into half moon, so bend that left knee. Hand comes to floor or block. And it's a very similar alignment to your triangle. We're just now on one foot. Flexing that right foot. Still holding all those spaces in tight. Take one more deep breath. As you exhale, we're going to slowly step back, land. Again, come up, straight arms, straight legs. This time, tick-tock your feet to me. Coming all the way down, forward fold. So here's your first little opportunity for play. If you are a headstander and you have a solid headstand practice, you could take your headstand here, tripod. I'm going to have you come down into crow. So a lot of that Mula Bandha work, a lot of getting into that sacral chakra and really focusing. If you don't practice that, stick with me and we're going to all meet in crow in 5 breaths. If you don't practice that, I want to start to rock my hands down in between my heels. And so I'm going to show you, I'm still getting these little chaturanga arms, if you notice. Little 90-degree elbows. And I'm going to activate them towards one another as I draw my head toward the mat. Continue to shift the weight forward to the balls of your feet. And press into the floor. Now, pull that Mula Bandha in and breathe. If you're in headstand, start to make your way towards that crow. If you're not in that crow, we're going to inhale, lift, heel toe your feet back in, and we can take an attempt at crow. So crow comes a lot from those solar plexus and that Mula Bandha. So pull it in, get your little chaturanga arms. Knees come as high up onto those underarms as we can. Maybe you lift, maybe you don't. Just a little playful. Pull everything in and release. Heel toe the feet in. We all have a seat into our yogi squat right here. Let's take a deep breath. All right, check in on that Mula Bandha. Even here, lift. Shifting the weight forward, hands down, hips high. Walk yourself back to the top of your mat. Exit to down dog, child's pose, or maybe you'd like to take a vinyasa. Come with me. Plank, chaturanga, up dog. We'll meet in our down dog. Right heel rises. Step it center of the thumbs, little shorter steps. Spin that left heel down, come up, straight arms, straight legs. Reach out over that front thigh. Hand finds floor, block, thigh, wherever you can reach is totally fine. Think about creating more space, more length. I want to hover my long side body out over this right thigh. I want to engage that mula bandha. I want to squeeze my inner thighs towards one another. And so it's a lot of leg and it's a lot of core work here. Check in with your breath. And then looking down, steady your gaze. We're going to bend that right knee and we're going to step right into that half moon. Flex the left foot. Your toes should be pointed at the side wall, or maybe you can start to roll them up to the ceiling. Now zip up the skinny jeans. Pull it in. Focus on that bandha. Pull it up. Take one more deep breath in. And step right back. Straight arms, straight legs. Tick-tock the toes to me. One more chance at that forward fold. So again, if you play, go headstand, we'll meet in crow. Otherwise, walk the hands back. Find those little chaturanga arms so my heel of my hands right in line with the arch of my foot. I'm going to squeeze my elbows towards one another to draw my head down. Lift through the sits bones, breathe. You're in that headstand, start making your way towards crow. If you want to stay in this fold for another 2 breaths, stay. If you want to come to crow, walk the hands forward underneath the shoulders, heel toe the feet in. Bend the knees, bend the elbows. Begin to prepare. You don't ever have to lift your feet. Now zip up the skinny jeans. See if you can lift the toes. We all release down. Heel toe the feet in if they're not already. Yogi squat. Breathe. And so revisiting whatever mantra you set for the beginning of your class. Are you allowing yourself to find that enjoyment even here, even in these little moments of this class? Are you being hard on yourself? Are you beating yourself up? You're not doing enough. You're not trying hard. Whatever it is. Try to keep the thoughts fluid and just kind of moving along. Hands down, hips high. Tick-tock yourself back to the top of your mat. Step back, down dog, child's pose, or again, flow here. We'll all meet in down dog in 3 deep breaths. Once you're in your down dog, take your mind back down to the base of that pelvis. Engage through that space. Hold it in and never let it go, right? Don't grip at it, but hold it in forever and ever the rest of your life. Take an inhale, left heel to sky. Step that left foot through. Little shorter stance. Come up, preparing for that Trikonasana. Reach out and open, windmill. And maybe you look up at that thumb, maybe not. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, bend the knee, preparing for that half moon. Step right into it. Zip up your skinny jeans. I'm going to soften this left knee as I take my right leg around, preparing for Eagle, Garudasana. My right arm comes under. I can touch backs of hands or palms together, thumbs to my face. You can touch the right big toe down or you can vibe. Squeeze the inner thighs and sit. Inhale, forearms lift away from your face. Now here's a place where we can really feel that engagement through that sacral chakra. Squeeze. Breathing in, release. We're gonna step this right foot, little shorty step back as we set up for Eastern stretch. So all 10 toes are facing the front wall. It can be a very short little stance here. We can take hands into reverse prayer. You can hold the forearms. Or you can just take your hands back to your hips, really roll the shoulders down, elbows back. From here, whichever grip you decide to take, we slowly come forward. Add the strength of that back leg. Draw the belly in. Shoot your heart forward. Try not to lock that left knee out. Taking our right hand, it comes to floor or block, inside or outside of this front foot. Keep your left hand on your low back so you can feel where the hips are in space. I'm going to begin to revolve, but can you start from the base of the pelvis with strength? Feel that space stay strong. Now we really begin to feel the revolving above the belly button through the ribs, through the shoulders, and then through the sides of the neck. Maybe the eyes look up. Super strong squeeze of the inner thighs here. Make sure that left hip isn't kicking out to the side wall. It's kind of, we got our hand back here. If you feel level and you want to go into the full expression, take that left hand to sky. One more, inhale. And then softening that left knee. Crawl your right hand to floor, block a good body length in front of you. Moving into revolved half moon. Still holding those spaces in strong for 3, 2, and 1. Stand right up into mountain pose. Take an inhale, arms up. Exhale, dive forward. Ooh, carpet. Inhale, hands to shins. I will never get used to doing yoga on carpet. Hands to the mat. Step or float it back through chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. With an inhale, that right heel rises. Step the right foot. Center of the thumbs, shorter little distance as you come up right into triangle. Press the big toes down. Be mindful that that knee isn't spinning out or in. The whole front of that leg is lined up at 12 o'clock. Reach long and revolve. Drawing your head, your heart, your hips into one nice long line. Soften that right knee. Look where you want to go first. Find your gaze. Press the floor away with that right foot. Super strong and active through that left leg. For 3, 2, and beginning to come up into eagle. Wrap that left leg around. Squeeze at the inner thighs. Left arm under right. Squeeze at the biceps and forearms. Now lift those elbows shoulder height. Feel that engagement through that sacral chakra. Squeeze and lift. Beginning to gently release. We shorty step that left foot back. Finding whatever arm variation you took on the first side. Reverse prayer if you're working towards that. Hold the forearms again. Just try to mirror image as best as possible without locking this right knee. So just slowly come forward. Can you feel it from that sacral chakra, that strength as it guides you forward? Pull that space in. Release the left hand. Once again, try to mirror image as best we can. Blocks are friends. We want our spine long, so if we're struggling to keep length, grab your block, pillow, whatever you got. Take a deep breath in, and I want you to lengthen from the base of the pelvis through the crown of the head first. Now as you exhale, strong through the base of the pelvis, but the rotation begins with those ribs. Squeeze the inner thighs, shoulders begin to revolve, maybe eyes begin to revolve. Keep the feet activated towards one another for 3, 2, feel all that heat in your core. And soften that right knee. Left hand comes a body length forward. Focus your gaze and step right into that revolved half moon. Reaching in all different directions. How far can you stretch? And stand right up into your mountain pose. Beautiful. Whew. Shake that off. All right, switching gears just a little bit. Still working in that sacral chakra though. Let's find our Utkatasana or chair pose. Draw the belly in, activate through that Mula Bandha, sit into this space. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, half lift. Exhale, hop, step, or float it back. We'll meet in down dog. And inhale. Left heel to sky. Step that left foot by left thumb. Down the ball mound of that right foot. Inhale, press the floorway crescent. Begin to engage again from the pelvic floor. Through that Uddiyana Bandha. Knit the rib cage in. Now, as we move through this kind of balance sequence, how strong can you stay through that sacral chakra? That is like the root of our balance right there. That is our center point. To stay super strong, stay super focused in that area. Come forward, Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. Arms sweep along beside you. Drop that right hip. Still squeezing the inner thigh. Still squeezing that Mula Bandha in. Stand tall. Sweep that right foot through. We're going to take left hand to that right big toe or to the knee. Get strong through your core. Maybe you start to reach back through that right arm. Now, if you feel your balance off, take your mind back into the base of the pelvis. Pull that space in. Press the floor away. All right, little fun playtime if you want it. We're going to shift back through Warrior 3. Hold here or take your hands to your mat. If you practice handstand, we're going to play with a little hop. Step back, crescent lunge. If you're in Virabhadrasana 3, step back right into that crescent lunge. Draw those spaces in. Hands through prayer. Take that right elbow outside of your left knee. Prayer twist or hand to mat right here. One more little playtime if you want it. We could start to come into Ekapada B. So taking those hands down, find your flying splits here. Or stay here and breathe. You can also drop the knee. This might be an easier way to actually come into that Ekapada from here. Just if you want to play. But again, feeling that sacral chakra. It comes from there. Take one more deep breath in wherever you are. If you're in your arm balance, start to make your way back to your crescent twist. Hands down. Step right back, plank. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Taking 5 deep breaths here, reset. Again, if you feel like you've lost that control through the lower belly, through the pelvic floor, re-engage. If you're still a little confused, take a breath. Cough. Feel those muscles that popped up. That is what we're talking about. Take an inhale, right heel to sky. Step that right foot by right thumb. Breathe in once you found your footing. Strong crescent lunge. Now squeeze the feet towards one another. Feel everything light up. Start to shift the weight forward. Warrior 3. Press your big toe down more. Stand tall as you draw. Ooh, too close. That left foot through. Again, you can hold the left knee as we begin to twist. Just like when we were doing our twist before in that revolved triangle, can you feel yourself stabilize through that sacral chakra? And then the twist begins to evolve up through the spine. Shifting back through your Warrior 3. If you want that play, hands down, take a little handstand hop, step right back into your warrior three. Hands through prayer, prayer twist. If you want to play with your arm balance, go into that arm balance. Zip up through your midline. Pull your knee in, pull your belly in, pull everything to that midline for 3, 2, and if you're in that arm balance, come back through your prayer twist. Hands down, step back through plank, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Dropping the knees. We're either coming into wide knee child's pose, so you can take your knees as wide as your mat, and we're going to come into puppy. So we're either here dropping our heart in wide knee, or come forward, drop your chest. If that does not feel available to you and you have blocks or pillows or something you can use available, we can take blocks, books, whatever on any height, and then we can take the forearms across and start here, and this will start to get you towards puppy if that's a goal of yours. If you're comfortable here and you want to take the hands behind into prayer, we can do that as well. Shouldn't be painful though. If there's pain in your shoulders, they're telling you to please stop. Go back. If you have a deeper puppy and you want more, we can always tuck the toes and come full in. You should be able to breathe wherever you choose to be. Take your mind into that sacral chakra. Pull that space in. And everyone, knees down. If you're in that puppy, gently leave it. And then we're gonna press ourselves back, coming into double saddle. If you have a pillow or a block, you could always prop yourself up on a pillow or a block. You can also do the same if you want to do heroes. On heroes pose, the heel will just be outside of the butt. If we're in double saddle, the big toes are together and my butt is kind of center of those heels. So depending on which you practice, I would choose the one that was more comfortable for you today. You can come all the way back in your heroes or your double saddle, or you can just lean back into the hands. If you're in heroes, do try to bring the legs together more. Press the tops of the feet down, and we don't want those knees lifting. Even in this space, we have not let go of that Mula Bandha. So it's not a gripping, it's just an engagement at all times, going on to that Mula Bandha. Similar to the breath, the more you practice that control, the more second nature it becomes, the less you have to think about it. Taking one more full deep breath. And slowly beginning to make your way out of that gently. We're going to come forward. Bring those knees back underneath your hips. Tucking the toes as we come into our camel pose. Let's use a block for this first one, unless you're a very seasoned practitioner and you just want to go right in, that's cool. I want you to take the block though in between the thighs, and this is going to help you really engage the inner thighs and the Mula Bandha. So typically, sometimes when we go into this posture, we're over engaging the glutes, right? And I'm squeezing my butt and I'm feeling all this gripping and clenching right into here, my low back. I don't want to engage that as much. Obviously, my glutes are engaged as I go into this, but it's more the Mula Bandha. It's more the inner thigh squeeze. So start with the feet tucked. Take your hands back and put them in your pockets or fists, but try to hide the elbows behind you. So roll your shoulders down and back. Squeeze that block. Send the hips forward, press the knees down. Take your heart to the sky. Now it's very easy to let that Mula Bandha go here, right? When we find stress in a posture, we're like, oh, and let everything go. Don't go too far. Squeeze your block, breathe. Chin to chest as you come back up. Have a seat. Remove that block. And just let your chin come to chest. Take a couple deep breaths. It's a very vulnerable posture for most of us. And so allow yourself to feel that. Be okay with whatever your camel pose was today. You're going to get one more shot at it. So just start to soften your mind. Soften that heart space around where we're going next. So come back up. You can keep your toes tucked, your feet flat for this one. We'll advance it a little more if you want to as well. If you need the block still to really feel that engagement, I highly encourage it. Bringing your hands back. Hide the elbows behind you. Roll the shoulders down and back. Grow long through your spine first. As I inhale, I want to go up. I'm not even worried about going back. Press the knees down. Engage to that Mula Bandha. Keep that sacral chakra strong. If you can take your hands at the same time to your heels and you'd like to go there, go there. Explore. If you want to come deeper, come deeper. Inhale, chin to chest as you come out. Take a seat. Take a couple deep breaths. And gently coming down, cross those ankles and have a seat. We're going to roll onto our backs. Bring your heels by your sits bones. Reach your fingertips down toward those heels. They should just be out of reach of one another. Lift your hips, tuck your tailbone. Engage through that pelvic floor for me. Take an inhale, press the floor away. You might want to bind your hands as we're going to be here for a good solid 5 breaths. If you practice wheel and you'd prefer wheel today, come into wheel. If you don't practice wheel, stay here with me. Shimmy your shoulders beneath you. Press the heels down. Draw everything in. And then feel the thigh bones reach for the floor too. This is a very strong, especially to the base of the pelvis, bridge or wheel. One more, inhale. And slowly release, melting down. Take your arms out beside you, palms up. Windshield wiper those knees side to side. And coming back center. We're going to take a hold of the sides of our mat. We're kicking over into plow and coming up into shoulder stance. So again, this is where if you have a block or a pillow, it can come in very handy. You can just take it right underneath of you and take your legs up. And we can stop right here. If you don't typically practice these by yourself, be very mindful. I want you to just look up. Don't be looking around once you come into it. If you're uncomfortable with any of it, please don't go into it. I would say wait till you're in a studio with an instructor watching you. But we can come right here, and this is fine. I can kind of take a faux plow, right here, flexing those feet. This is fine. But if you practice those and we'd like to come into those, take the legs up and over. Strong breath, and I want your focus down in the sacrum, down in your Mula Bandha.
Beginning to bring your arms in, taking a hold of your low back, and then again, shimmy those shoulders underneath. Make sure you have support. You can bring one or both legs right on up into your shoulder stand. So there's not pressure in my neck. If there is, please slowly come out of this. Keep everything pulling in nice and tight as you reach the energy up through those toes. Hold that Mula Bandha up and in, nice and engaged. Feel this in your core. Moving that breath now. Use that ujjayi. Strong exhales. For 2. One more deep breath. Exhale strong. Start to let those knees melt down. The legs are going to just skim my face as I roll down with control. Digging your forearms in. Slide yourself to the crown of your head. So I'm trying to really arch my back from the crown of my head to my tailbone. Toes can touch down or I can keep them out. You could take full fish. You could grab your block or your pillow and toss it back here behind your heart. But where are we focusing again? Bring it down into that Mula Bandha. Feel that space engage. And gently lower back, bring the knees into your chest. Give them a hug, gently rock. Setting the feet down. Take that right leg, cross it over left like a lady in a chair. Gentle squeeze of those inner thighs, arms open, palms up beside you. Let the knees drift off to the left. Maybe your eye gaze drifts to the right. Crossing the legs first. Bring them back together. Come center. Realign your spine. Take that left leg. Engage. Squeeze. Pull the low belly in. And then twist to the right. And crossing the legs, come back center. You're gonna hold on to the backs of those legs, maybe draw a few little circles. Then holding onto the backs of the legs, rock and roll till you come up. If you have blocks, you can use blocks for this next little exercise. You don't have to have blocks. They will make it a little nicer though. So coming up, I want you to find your lotus pose. Sorry, checking time. And so we're going to take the right foot across first. This might be it. We can just stop at half lotus. If you can then take that left foot up, feel free again. The bind is just going to make this next part easier. If your hips or your knees don't like the full lotus, just go half. It's all good. If we have blocks, we're going to bring them in just along the outer thighs right here. And so they're a little forward of my hips. and I want them on my mat. I'm facing you guys, can't really see, we're headed this direction. But for those first 10 breaths, I want you just to take index finger and thumb together, sitting really tall, all the way from the base of the pelvis through the crown of the head. Closing your eyes, or maybe you prefer just to stare off the tip of your nose. I want you to begin to move the breath, to feel it come in through the diaphragm, and then a strong exhale as you squeeze that breath back out, keeping the Mula Bandha engaged. Inhale. You should be able to kind of see out of your peripheral vision if the eyes are open, your diaphragm moving pretty powerfully. Blinking your eyes back open if they were closed. And so we're going to do that one more round. You can stay in this space, in this posture for one more round, or with hands on blocks, or you can do hands on floor. We're going to come up for another 10 powerful breaths, really focusing into that root or sacral chakra and your Mula Bandha. So when you're ready, take a deep breath in. Exhale, lift, stare off the tip of the nose, 10 strong full breaths. Pull that Mula Bandha up and in. Three. And release. You can keep those lotus legs if you'd like, or uncross them. You've got a pillow or a bolster, bring it behind you. We can hold those feet as we roll back. Otherwise, if this is not serving you, come into any final little posture. If you want happy baby, if you're craving another twist, we could come there. Supported fish, wherever you need to be. And then closing your eyes. As you're ready, you'll begin to move towards Shavasana, or again, any supported, comfortable posture for you today. And as you breathe, begin to scan your body. Noticing any spaces where there's still a little bit of tension, or maybe still just some energy you want moved out. And then you're going to use the breath to keep these spaces moving and cleansing. So when our sacral chakra is emotionally balanced, we're focusing on the emotional today, you should feel energetic, joyful, friendly, gracious, compassionate, feminine, creative, forgiving, gentle, and relaxed. And so I want to speak those words over you. I want you to speak them over yourself. So again, as you sink into this relaxation, take your mind's eye one more time down into the base of the pelvis. Feeling now more of an openness, a flow with that space. So while it's strong and we have control over that space, but there's still this fluid movement of energy. Almost a bright orange light. And as you exhale, feel that energy wash all through you.
joy, gracious, compassion, relax. And taking a full deep breath in. And as you exhale, I feel pleasure and abundance with every breath I take. And that is my hope for you this morning, this week, as we ride these waves of the unknown. And we find pleasure, joy, graciousness with every breath we take. Begin to spread your fingers, spread your toes, enjoying each little miracle of a movement as you reawaken. As you're ready, you'll find your way back up to a seated posture, sitting tall and even, hopefully feeling really strong and balanced. So riding that yin and yang, right? Feeling really firm but relaxed, ready for the rest of our day. I'm so grateful for each one of you joining me this morning or online, wherever you are. Let your arms circle overhead into prayer. As you exhale, they come down, connecting mind, heart, spirit. Namaste, friends. Guys, have a beautiful rest of your day.